Hey everybody, welcome back. If you're new, my name is Chris and it's about time that I do another affordable video series. Each season I do like to dedicate at least one video on some more affordable gems, particularly for the season that we're heading into, and now it is fall and winter, and I have a nice handful or two handfuls of fragrances that are great in my opinion for the cold weather and also are easy on the pocketbooks. How about I call this video Luxe for Less? I had to backpedal at the last minute. Several of the picks that I wanted to show today I actually kind of highlighted in a reel I did over on Instagram and it went viral, so some of those fragrances sold out. They are not available, so I kind of chose a couple substitutions for today's video, and with that I'm just going to get started, and I think all of these fall $60 or less, with the vast majority of them hovering around $30 or $35. So let's get going. Most of the ones that I'm going to be showing today are new to you. I've never shown on a video. I might have two that you've seen before, and I think the first one I'm going to start with is one by Roberto Cavalli. Now I love the original Roberto Cavalli Paradiso. That's one of my favorite cheapies. It is a citrusy jasmine with woods, and I think I got my bottle for around 30 bucks, and I absolutely love it. And the bottle is, you know, really heavy. It looks like a gemstone. So instead of showing you Paradiso again, I'm going to show you a flanker that I really enjoy, and it's Paradiso Assoluto. So this perfume has a lot of the original DNA. There is that core jasmine. Jasmine isn't always a favorite flower for me, but the jasmine in here or in this series is easy to take. It's non-indolic, it's not harsh, it's not sharp, and it's not overly soapy. There are other flowers in here, I want to say lily, but this one is just a different take. It's not as fresh, it's not as woody, it's a little bit more spicy, it's a little bit more warm. So it has pink pepper in here, and that pink pepper definitely gives it a nice spiciness. So it's lacking the citruses. We're adding a little bit of the spiciness, the pepperiness. There's something about it that reads a little bit deeper for me. It's just a little bit warmer, and it has some fruity sweetness, maybe mandarin or passion fruit, but a little bit of the fruity sweetness, probably a little bit of ambery sweetness. And again, I think I got this, well, this is below $30. When I first got it, it was below $30. And when my reel on Instagram came out, it was below $30. I'll have to check the price, but it should be around $30, $35. And this is a nice big bottle. I love it. The performance is great. This is a great performer, so a great bang for your buck. So the next one I'm going to pick is from an Italian line that I have been loving. I've shown several from the line. I'm going to show one that to me reads a little bit more holiday. I've had this for several months, but now is the time for this to shine. This is from Tutto Tondo, and this is Castagna. Oh, I know I butchered that name, but Castagna means chestnut. So this is a chestnut-based fragrance, and it just smells like the holidays to me. So this will be great as we move in to the colder months and the colder holidays. This is definitely a gourmand fragrance. So this features the note of maple sap, and I don't have many perfumes that have that note in it. So it is sweet and syrupy. It has an ambery syrupiness. You've got that warm chestnut, that warm, rich chestnut. It's vanillic. There are spices. I know there's cloves, maybe cinnamon in here. So you're getting the picture. It is a warm, holiday-esque, sweet, gourmand perfume. There's some sort of wood in the dry down, maybe a little bit of caramel. Now that sounds like it's reading very, very sweet, but there is just a splash of citruses. Again, maybe orange. Orange seems to make a lot of sense with those notes. It smells so good. I've been wearing it since the summer. I would wear it at night. And this line in general, they're not beasts. I think I've said that before, but I can get around 4 to 5 hours from this, and they run around $55 and less. So these ones from Tutto Tondo are going to be on the more expensive side, at least for the ones I'm showing you, but still very, very affordable. And they all have these beautiful matching body creams. So I've got one more from Tutto Tondo that I have shown before, and that one is probably my favorite of the bunch. I have 3 or 4. This is so delicious. This is if you like milky, creamy, kind of custardy fragrances, this one is hard to beat. So this one is tiramisu. So this smells just like a tiramisu, but it doesn't have an overly strong coffee note. So tiramisu comes with like cacao and coffee. This is more of the custardy part. So it's very eggy. It's creamy, it's vanillic, it's sweet, very delicious, almost in between a tiramisu without the coffee and like the filling of a cream puff. This is for my fragrance lovers who really enjoy a gourmand perfume. The only thing about this is the longevity isn't fantastic. I would say, 2 to 4 hours at most. But I definitely add a body cream to kind of oomph it up. And this is one of my favorite perfumes to wear at night, like after my bath. This is delicious. All right, I'm gonna move into some Middle Eastern affordable gems that are perfect for the holiday season, one of which I know you've heard of, two, maybe not. One, well, this one is new to me. I think I got it a couple months ago, and this is called Wazeer by Latafa. I just love this. I just love this bottle. Now, if this is a dupe for something, I'm not aware of it. This, to me, smells like a brown, sugared, amber mulled wine with fruits. So maybe apple, maybe pear, there's some spices, a little bit of a freshness, maybe a sprig of something aromatic, maybe rosemary, maybe mint. It's a little green, it's just a touch woody. Yeah, I want to say, I think there's juniper in this one. So I do get a woodiness in here. I do get a little bit of freshness. So juniper or juniper berries. Very unisex, but I think many of you might say this leans masculine. And I want to say this has caramel and chocolate, some more gourmand notes that I really don't get. I really don't get chocolate in this one. It has a nice woodiness in the base and a non-incensey smokiness. So if you hate incense, the touch of smokiness is like a woody smokiness. It's actually quite lovely. I've worn this several times. I've actually snuck this, worn it to work, and just, it's not overbearing. It's actually quite nice. And someone did tell me that I smelled very fall, very warm and fall when I wore this. So a really nice one. I know I paid less than $50, probably less than 40 for this, maybe around 30 bucks. So a great unisex fragrance for the price. I know all of you have heard of this one. This is Khamra, and I waited forever to purchase this because I own Angel Share and I assumed that they were dupes. So it took me forever to purchase it, and I thought, oh heck, I might as well just purchase it and smell it. It does share some similarities with Angel Share, but in my opinion, there are some big differences, particularly if you stick it through till the dry down. Angel Share is much thicker. It's much more syrupy. It's much more sweet. It's denser. Whereas Khamra is not, it's not as strong. It's not as sweet. It's not as syrupy. It's not as dense. This one is woodier and it's spicier. So it's got more spices in it. So Angel Share is, Angel Share is a boozy fragrance. I would say there's a little bit of booziness in this, but to me, this is more of an spicy, ambery woods kind of a thing. So not quite as boozy, not as sweet, not as thick, not as syrupy, and with some nice kind of holiday spices. So does it make sense I own both? Not really. I mean, I really should choose one or the other. And to be honest, even though I'm a huge gourmand lover, Angel Share is really too sweet for me, with the exception of I only wear that like December and January. So this one might be a little bit more universally appealing and more user-friendly. So the last one I have shown on Instagram, I haven't shown it here, but I have shown several in the line. You guys know I love Quasimodo Rosanna, so of course I had to buy pretty much everything in the line. This one's called Epar. And if you like something like Casablanca, you're gonna love this because this is a sweet, vanillic, ambery perfume with fruits. So this does share some notes with Casablanca. There is vanilla, apple, and a praline sweetness. There's also, they both share an amberiness, an ambery quality. This one is not as sweet and fruity, in my opinion, as Casablanca. This one is less ambery, but the vanilla on me at least comes out a lot more. Now, Casablanca for me and my daughter, that thing is a powerhouse. Like, that lasts all day. If we wear that in the summer, which is not much, but my daughter has before, like 12 hours, I can still smell it on her arm. This one is not as strong, but I'm telling you, this one is a huge compliment getter. I wore it to work on a day where I knew everybody who was going to be there was going to enjoy the perfumes that I wear. And one of my coworkers, she said, "You smell delicious. You smell like vanilla, apple, and pear." No kidding. I was just like, wow, bang. She nailed it. So this one is very universally appealing for all of my fruity vanilla lovers with a little bit of praline. So Epar is a great one. Now, this one I think is still available last time I checked, but I think the price had come up just a bit. But still, even if it's $40, $50, it's still a beautiful fragrance. And again, I don't know if this projects, but the bottles, these bottles are so pretty. They're quite beautiful. There's only one in this line that I've tried that I didn't care for, and I won't be showing that on any of my upcoming videos. Okay, the next one is by Elizabeth and James, and for the most part, or I think all of these have been discontinued. I don't talk about the perfumes that you can't get anymore, and there are some amazing ones in the line. This one is still readily available, and it is running around $22, and for people who love cedar, tobacco, and spices, this is a banger. If you like that kind of stuff, I highly recommend you get these bottles before they're gone. So this one is Elizabeth and James, and this is called Amethyst, and it's just tobacco, woods, cedar, spices, and there are some florals in here. To be honest with you, I think there's honeysuckle. I really don't get, this is not a floral perfume. This is a spicy, woody perfume with tobacco, and it is very, very unisex. In fact, I think it's unisex leaning feminine. Some people might think it's unisex leaning masculine with the tobacco and spices, but this is gorgeous. My only complaint, again, the price, last time I checked, it was $22 for this bottle. And these bottles are so cool. I just love the packaging. The performance is not great. Like, this is not gonna last you all day. You're only gonna get about a half day from this one. The other one that I have spoken about, I have basically everyone in the line of Cremo. If you're not familiar with Cremo, it is a shaving company, but they make fragrances. I think they are eau de toilettes, and they are phenomenal perfumes for the price. Like I said, I think I own every single one in the line. I almost talked about two different ones. I went back to one that I've spoken about before. This is fabulous. It's called Spice and Black Vanilla. The other one I was going to talk about was Palo Santo. That's very, very good, but it's fresher. That might be better for spring, summer, even though it's great year-round. And one was called Bourbon and Oak. I almost showed that. That's another great one. But this one is just so fabulous. This is Bourbon Vanilla. You've got some cardamom, some chai spices, and a little bit of vetiver in the dry down. So unisex, yeah, it's just unisex. It's a great vanilla perfume that has wonderful spices. It does smell similar to Spice Bomb Extreme, yeah, the Extreme one. And in fact, Pat had that when he got rid of it when I got this one, because there's just too much overlap. I want to say Spice Bomb Extreme had a little bit better performance, but this is like, I want to say I got this at for $20 at Target, and they also sell it online. Someone told me they sell it at Amazon. One of the few perfumes I would recommend, or I wouldn't have a problem with buying on Amazon, because these never run over like $25, so you're not going to get a fake. There's no money in making a fake for a $20 perfume. So fabulous one. The next fragrance is marketed towards men. This has been around for several years. I'm telling you, this is an oldie but a goodie. And guys, if you have one fragrance in your wardrobe, boy, if I was a man and I had to pick one fragrance in my wardrobe for all of the cold months, in fact, this is year round, I would choose this perfume right here. That's just me. And this is Bentley Intense. Now, this is the second bottle in this house. Originally, I got one for my spouse, and I don't know why, but he never wore it. To be honest with you, I don't really think he gave it a good try or a good test, because I just don't see how I can't like this fragrance. But I had it in my foyer, and I was thinking about making a video, fragrances I enjoy on men or my spouse or just men. And I had the fragrances kind of clumped in the foyer, and my daughter's little high school boyfriend, he's not little, why am I saying little? He's like 6'2". I didn't realize this, but he came and he picked this one up and he sprayed it. And like a half an hour later, I'm like, Joey, oh my gosh, you smell amazing. What is your cologne? That's not the cologne you usually wear. He would wear the Versace in the blue bottle. And I was like, you smell amazing. And he was like, it was the fragrance out in the hallway. And he pointed to it. I'm like, of course, I love that perfume. It was Bentley Intense. So I ended up giving him the bottle, and he wore it all the time. So every time he would come over, he would smell like that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Joey, you smell great. So it was great in the summer. It wasn't overwhelming. It wasn't suffocating. How about I talk about it for those of you who've never smelt it before? But it is a boozy, ambery, very resinous fragrance with woods. You know, it's got a little bit, I would say it's got a little bit of incense, a little bit of pepper, maybe pink pepper, probably pink pepper other than black pepper because it's not overly peppery. It's a little bit spicy, you know, just a touch smoky, but not overly smoky. I mean, this is very, very mainstream. And, you know, incense that's overly smoky is not going to go over great with the general public, at least in my opinion. I mean, I love that, but not everybody loves it. A little bit of leather and some like spices. So maybe rosemary, a little bit of bay leaf, but those aromatics are really toned down. If you have too much rosemary, like too much geranium, you know, too much bay leaf, I will not like it. It will just, no, it goes in the no land for me. It's just enough. It's perfect and great longevity, great lasting power. I can assure you, I got this for around $30. Now the last one is one that I kind of threw in at the last minute because some of the other ones I wanted to show are sold out now. And this one I got because my daughter and I both fell in love with Sugarful, the line Sugarful. And I was kind of on the fence about getting a full bottle until I sprayed my daughter. She was like my little tester one day. I sprayed her and then she sprayed the next day. She really liked it, sprayed it the next day. The next day, to my horror, she picked up her shirt. I think she was thinking about wearing it again. If you have teenagers or preteens, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes they try to get away with wearing clothes that they've worn before, even though they have an entire wardrobe full of clean clothes. She brought me this shirt, put it in my nose and said, Mom, what is this perfume? And I had to kind of backtrack like, oh, what one is that? Because we were testing a bunch that day and I'm like, oh, it's Sugarful. She goes, I love it. So I knew at that point that I was going to buy a bottle for her and, you know, get upsize to a full bottle because we had a travel spray at that point. So a lot of the Sugarfuls and some of the flankers are carried at Scentbird. So there was like Sugarful, the one that's like kind of, the one that has blueberry in it, that one was okay. And then one I discovered that I love is called Sugarful Sunshine. It has like pineapple. It's like a pineapple upside down cake. Oh my gosh, it was delicious. So I went to the website for Michael Germain and I knew I wanted to buy this perfume for my daughter for Christmas, you know, for her. And they were having a special. If you buy like 2 full sizes, you got a huge discount. So I said, oh, here's one called Sugarful and Spice. So I bought it. Now I did buy it blindly, but I have seen the tester sizes. They do have the travel size on this website, and I've seen travel sizes for this one other places. So I thought, hey, I'll just talk about Sugarful and Spice. Now this is a great perfume for some people. It's not going to be for everybody because it's very spicy and it doesn't smell anything like the original. It is a fruity, ambery vanilla with spices, and it has ginger and it has like blood orange, so it has that amber. So it's very, very nice. A little bit of florals, but just a little bit in the dry down. And I'm pretty sure this has pink pepper in it. So between the ginger and the pink pepper, that might be too spicy, but it reads fall to me. This is a great fall version or flanker of the Sugarful series. So I did wear it to work and it was like half and half. Half people said, you smell good. I like that. It's warm. It smells like fall. And then a couple people said it's too spicy for me. I wouldn't wear it. But again, I thought it was worth it buying the 2. I saved a bunch of money. And this is a great one. If you can, I would definitely recommend sampling if you like ginger, if you like blood orange, if you like amber, a little bit of pink pepper, something spicy, vanillic, and ambery. This is a great one. And I would say performance is moderate. So that is it. I think I'm going to stop at that. That is it for my Luxe for Less kind of great perfumes for the fall and winter that are easy on the pocketbook. All of these are $55 and under. And again, the vast majority of these hover around 30 bucks, or I got them for 30 bucks. So if you have anything, if you have any fantastic fragrances that are luxurious and smell great and are very affordable, we'd all love to hear about it in the comments below. And with that, I'm going to say, see you on the next one. Again, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all of you who support me and my channel, and see you on the next one.